Alright guys, today we're going to be checking out and diving a little bit deeper into the Pokimane situation with Mr. MoistCr1TiKaL himself. So apparently Pokimane is in some drama right now for her new product, which are crazy new cookies that are very, organic, beneficial, whatever, just a new marketing ploy that everybody's using at this point. So we're going to get a little bit into it, dive a little bit deeper into the Pokemon drama. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you smash that sub button, because with your help we can reach our goal of 500 subs. So with further ado, let's get into it.
I feel it's time to just blow the lid off of this and let the cat out of the bag. I've been playing basketball on Sunday mornings as well, so that means 2 days a week I'm out there becoming the elite hooping machine I was born to be. You might just see me walk on
But here's the thing, bro, like basketball has always been like that collective thing that you would go to the park or you go to a basketball court. Like I remember when I was younger where we would all after work or before work go hoop and stuff, and that was super really like a lot of fun and actually made for like team building and create a lot of big friendships. But also it would get pretty rough in our situations because people were highly competitive. That was kind of the problem with like basketball back then, especially when you have a bunch of hood people just like trying to ball up on each other and thinking the next Kobe Bryant. But yeah, basketball has always been that like thing that I really enjoyed myself. So I'm glad that Moist has been doing that as an activity lately.
All right, I just hit a full-blown Porky Pig right there. What I was trying to say is I might walk on in the NBA. Totally irrelevant to what we're talking about today, but you should know that I'm out there grinding 2 days a week, pick up basketball. I'm going to be an absolute monster. What's your excuse? Get out there, Buster. Enough lollygag.
Listen, man, listen. I would love to go over there, dude, but I think I'm retired. I would love to play ball as long as it's not like high octane competitive play, man, because my ankle is busted. I used to skateboard more than I did basketball, so I kind of hurt my ankle a lot. And now every time I go play, my freaking ankle rolls like a freaking... I don't know, man. It just rolls randomly, has a mind of its own, and sometimes I come down, tumbling down.
Again, we're here to talk about the huge Pokimane drama that everyone is discussing right now. So, for those of you that haven't been following, and I imagine a lot of you maybe haven't, though I think there's an...
Oh man, you cannot stay away from this drama. Anytime Pokimane comes up in the news, there's always something going on, and it's usually something she said or something she's done. He's always in the news for some stupid reason.
Equally likely chance that you have... My brain is scrambled. What happened? I left my frontal lobe out on the court today. All right,
he gave it his all, man. He gave it his all.
Hey, Charlie, gonna try and lock it in here. Pokimane started a snack company called Mina. It's focused on selling healthy cookies right now.
By the way, what is up with this like influencers and like social media people who keep like creating these foods and stuff? Like I get it, it sounds like fun, but like not everybody needs to have a product of food. Okay, but I gotta say, if you really are passionate, then go ahead and do that. I'm not judgmental of that, but it just seems like everybody is coming out with different types of products. You got the Beast Bar, you got the freaking the burgers he was making, you got now freaking Pokimane making these what are these mini cookies? Like everybody's just in this playing field now.
With her Midnight Minis. And immediately it fell into controversy because the price point is very high for some cookies. $28 for 4 packs of cookies, which comes out to about $7 per bag.
$28? $28, bro? Are you insane, man? I can go to my local HEB right now and get a pack of cookies, like a massive amount of cookies for like $2.83. Not even, dude. $2, dude. $2. What is she selling them at? Air One? Like, what is she doing? Why $28? I know when it comes to like organic stuff, it gets a little bit more pricier, but it's just unfortunate how like things are today in the market, especially with like really unhealthy foods. The fact that we can get like $1 cheeseburger for just $1, right? But in order for us to get like a high quality meal, it's just, man, they're pricing up the wazoo. It's almost like the world is backwards.
Bag. There's also a lot more moving parts to this drama because a lot of people started to recognize the similarities between Mina's Midnight Minis and Totesi's Midnight Cookies as well. The ingredients on both of these are pretty much the same, except Mina has some added vitamin D. It's extraordinarily similar, even just given...
I don't know if he gets into it right now, but apparently those are some like Sam's Club, Costco type of cookies that Pokimane or the company she's working with are just kind of rebranding it, adding like 1 or 2 things into it, and it has like a couple more vitamins in the cookie. So it's almost like a very, very like whatever it is on the market already.
Even at the old eyeball test, it looks like the same product. So a lot of people
That's crazy, dude. That really does have this. It may even have the same shapes, the same dots as Pokimane's cookies. Hey man, you can't blame it, bro. It's the game right now.
are saying this is a white labeled thing, which is pretty normal in the influencer space, but she's selling her cookies for much more than the Tootsie Midnight cookies. So I'm not here to just really dive into the nitty gritty on the cookie drama itself. There is so much information on it. She's also come out to try and explain that her Midnight Minis are a refined version of those Tootsie Midnight cookies, like her.
So they were like a repackaged version. They just kind of added a couple more things or whatever she liked or whatever the company put. So she's not kind of denying it, but also not saying it is. Wow, man, that's crazy. I mean, listen, honestly, I don't think I really mind it. I don't really care as long as the cookie is good. I mean, if you're adding like to the product, if you're doing, I mean, G Fuel, things like that, they create their own flavors for like creators and stuff. Like, it's not necessarily that you're changing the base of the product that you're using. You're kind of adding your own flavor to it. You're adding your own design to it, which I don't mind as long as she's transparent about it. But reality is like whatever, dude. Who cares as long as they're good.
Hers are like improved, which is why they're more expensive and this and that. That's
Which
not
is
really what I'm
unfortunate.
here to dive into and get into the weeds of. She recently went on stream today and I think did the worst possible maneuver you could ever do when trying to sell something to your audience.
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies?
That is insane, Pokimane. Come on.
It's 4 bags.
Come on, dude. Yeah, but 4 bags, it's still a lot for even 4 bags. Like, come on. Like, that's $28, almost $30 for 4 bags of cookies. Small little cookies. Now, I get that they're organic. I get they have vitamins or whatever, but come on. Like, what are you doing?
That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but
Oh, I guess she's saying, like, they're big bags. But still, I mean, can't you sell them individually for $7? Do you need to sell them as a pack?
like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways,
Matt was actually
Oh, really, dude? If you're a broke boy, just say so. Okay, dude. Okay, that's such a great way to dismiss that. That is such a great way to dismiss that. That is like not at all being, oh my god, not even helping the customer, not even helping yourself. You just shot yourself in the foot like that, just out of pettiness. I don't understand why that she decided to even do that. Like, you could have just sat there and said, hey guys, I definitely understand that it's kind of a more high price point. I've explained here. You guys can do your own research as well, but we'll get into it here. Like, she could have done so much more than just kind of dismissed everybody and said kind of a fuck you, you know?
the one that sent me this clip today, and I just assumed this had to be some kind of bad joke she tried to tell. But watching the clip, it seems like she's legitimately upset and actually just calling people that don't want to pay for it or can't afford it broke. That's an elite gamer move that I had to take a step back to process that she would just say that publicly. I was so dumbfounded upon hearing that I actually went back to her stream VOD where this happened to try and locate this moment to see what happened next. Because this is only 20 seconds. I thought there was a chance that right after it, she's like,
yeah, but even in that 20 seconds, the lack of even understanding or compassion to what people are telling you is insane. Like, even that little 20-second clip, it was very direct. We know what was talking about. There's a lot of context around it. If you don't know, then you can just you'll kind of watch before. You wouldn't even be clicking it if you don't know, right? So the fact that she even just said that in that small clip tells you a lot. That's the problem with that.
like, no, just kidding. I'm pulling your leg, hardy har har, just a joke. She doesn't do that.
Oh, I guess shout out to Moist. Okay, she's giving him Bell. Maybe she was like, hey, she was being ironic, or she was being like, you know, she was just playing into it. I guess.
just say so. Anyways, moving on.
我不想弄虚作假。
Moving on.
我是相信你的能力的，只是现在需要更多的人看到
If。you want to pay $8
Okay,
for
bang
Twitter
me.
Blue for some pixels, that's okay.
Dude, no way. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If you want to pay $8 for Twitter Blue, that's okay. but you can't pay the $7 or the $28. I don't know. I have to look at it. What is it? The pack that's $20. You can't buy individually ones. I don't know, right? But either way, like you can't pay for that. Are you crazy, dude? Are you crazy?
我不能再让你们帮我了。
You
你
spend
们
your
一直
money
都
how
在
you
帮
want.
我，可帮到现在
I'll spend mine how
什
I
么都
want.
不是。
And everyone else.
But how we spend our money, how we don't want to spend our money on your overpriced product, we're the broke boys, right?
Will spend theirs how they
我不打算
want.
经营花
That's the
店了，
beauty
也不打算画画了。
of having.
I can't even talk, bro. Elitism at its finest. She's an elitist.
你好好想想，行吗？
She is.
That seems to be where the topic died, at least from what I've skimmed through here. So it doesn't really seem like she was doing this as some kind of like side-splitting comedy bit about like broke boy, haha, you know, just kidding. I actually love my fans. She does giggle about it afterwards, but it feels more like condescending. And then she just says, moving
I
on.
have always have said that about Pokimane. I've always said that about Pokimane. You can go back in some of my videos, especially the Mew Kitty ones, where she does investigative journalism. And she talks about how kind of Pokimane is. And I've said that even in those videos where she comes out super condescending and kind of very above all, like hardy har, you know, what's it called? That duck that has the money bags and shit. Like, dude, I don't know why she tends to respond like that.
Moving on, like, it's just a really shitty thing to say. And then she does what a lot of other people do, which I find really weird, which is mentioning Twitter Blue for some reason. Like, Twitter Blue offers this dog shit service for $8. You spend your money on some pixels.
But that's always an argument. That's always an argument to like shift the kind of shift the blame or shift the topic. It's like if you want to do the like instead of addressing the actual problem, what a lot of people tend to do in like arguments or debates is that, hey, let's not focus on this issue at the moment. Let me bring up a different issue that's kind of like parallel to what you're trying to talk about, and let's talk about that, right? Let's use this as an example. Let's not use I'm going through as an example. And a lot of people tend to do that in like a debate or an argument where they just end up trying to shift the conversation to their playing field, and in reality they're making an absolute fool of themselves. And in reality, she should have just addressed the issue. She should have addressed the price point. She should have went back with her team and talked about it. You know, and this is what Pokimane does. She does this all the time. All the time. And she's the first one who's gonna call somebody out. She's the first one to call somebody out.
Whatever.
She, you know, act like the moral police. But when the moral police, like when we gotta talk to the moral police, now the moral police, you know, put the badge away and doesn't want to say anything anymore when it comes to herself.
You spend your money how you want, and I'll spend my money how I want. Well, yeah, nobody's forced to purchase your product or anything, but they were having a legitimate discussion on the price just being a little out of their comfort zone for what they'd want to spend on it. Like, it's a discussion her own community was having, and then she just, out of nowhere, out of left field's like, if you're broke, just say so. It's like, what the fuck? I have no doubt
stupid.
Her manager and her whole team saw this clip and just together took off their hat, stood up, hands on their hips, and they're like, you know what? It was a good try. Hey.
I don't understand who, like, you got to think about this, right? Because this is not the first time she's done this. You have to think about it. Like, isn't she talking to somebody about this? Like, and if she is talking to somebody about this, who is gassing her up like this to go on stream and react that way to the situation at hand? And like, I don't understand if she really did have really good people around her that would tell her to address the problem and actually try to solve the issue and try to please the consumers who are going to be buying your product, who are going to be investing into you, your fans and stuff. Instead, you just shoot yourself in the foot and shoot everybody else. Like, why do that? And you got to really think, like, who are you surrounding yourself with, and who are you not surrounding yourself with, who are not doing checks and balances for your fucking major ego.
We gave it our best whirl. Like, they had to have seen this, and then immediately, like, the office went up in flames. I don't know what would possess her to say something so rude and nasty to the audience she is trying to sell this product to. To directly
Hey, I gotta tell you, man. I know what would possess her, bro. I know what will possess her. That money.
The consumer that you want to buy into your product is a galaxy brain tactic. A strategy that I'm not sure the success rate of.
And shout out MoistCr1TiKaL for really talking about this, because he's not afraid to talk about his peers. Like, he's in the live streaming game. People have connections with MoistCr1TiKaL. The fact that he's calling around saying, "Hey, this is not right. Why did you do this?" Like, that's super awesome of him, dude. Give it up for him for saying something like that.
Like,
Putting himself out there.
$28, no matter how you spend this, is a lot for some fucking cookies.
It is.
And I think the way she keeps trying to break it down and rationalize it is pretty disingenuous. It's $7 a bag, and that's still expensive, but then you also have to factor in that the bags aren't even big to begin with. It's 4 ounces per bag. 4 ounces of cookies for $7 is still a lot, especially when you compare it to the product that they're basing it off of and supposedly approved upon, the Totsi Midnight Cookies. Those were
especially today, bro, especially in this economy where everything is rising. You go to the store right now, all the stuff that you used to see and used to buy for lower prices are now marked up insanely, and not to have that like social awareness or economic awareness of that, and kind of talk shit to your fans and talk shit to the people who are investing into you. Like, it's just a shame. It's just like throwing mud in their face for no reason, for no fucking reason.
$10 a bag for 14 ounces. So even though the Totsi Midnight Cookies were $3 more per bag, they offered you 10 ounces more of product. And they were sold in Costco. A lot of people really enjoyed them, but most people didn't like the price. That was a pain point of that. $10 for a bag of cookies is a lot. So $7 for
Absolutely.
a smaller bag of cookies, significantly smaller, is a lot too. Like, it doesn't matter how you boil down.
And I gotta say, like, who is she marketing this to? Because, like, kind of generally what the live streaming game is, or like content creating as a YouTuber and stuff, people who are watching you is such a younger audience, that are only making so much money when they're asking their parents, whether they're working like more like income jobs. Like, everybody's not getting paid millions and millions of dollars like a Pokimane is. Not saying that she is a millionaire or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that the financial part of it all is like, who is your target audience? And I think that's the importance to be aware of that. And it's such a really bad business practice not to understand the market at all. You should have that information. You should understand who is going to consume your product, who is going to buy it, who's going to invest in it, and I think that's a really important part to do that. Instead of shitting on them.
Down this math. All roads lead to this being an expensive product. That's the brass tacks of it. That is the hard pill to swallow. There's really no way of spinning this where $28 for a 4-pack of these cookies isn't expensive. It is. And to try and call people broke for not buying it or not being able to afford it is really some out-of-touch shit. And the really foul part about all of this that my little noodle will never be able to wrap itself around is a streamer calling their audience broke or poor. Bub, your wealth was built on their backs.
Exactly.
Them watching you supplied you with money.
The lack of awareness she has. And it's super fucking frustrating. The lack of awareness you have, the stupidity to not acknowledge in that moment, to take a step back. And if you are disagreeing with the moment, don't say something stupid like that. Take a break. Figure out what you're gonna say. Hey, stand on this product. Stand on it, and don't fucking shit on people for not wanting to buy your fucking expensive ass stupid cookies.
Through the ads that get played to them. Them directly donating to you took their money and gave it to you. If they weren't watching you, you would be getting no sponsors, which make up a lot of streamers' income. You need them.
It reads as unappreciated. It reads like that. Really unappreciated and entitled. And condescending. That's what that reads like. And that she just has to check herself. Somebody has to check her. And thankfully, MoistCr1TiKaL, a big fucking platform like him, is doing that. And she sees this. There's no way she doesn't see this.
And you are dropping trouser and shitting in their mouth right now by just insulting them over them having legitimate criticisms over the price point of the product. It makes no sense. Your wealth was accumulated because of these people you're now calling broke and poor. It is incomprehensible to me. You were made from these people that you are now shaming. It's so weird and so fucked up.
Ego,
now, again, $28
massive.
for a 4-pack of cookies is a hard bargain. This is already priced out a normal consumer. This is purely for your fans that want us to...
A normal consumer. You've gone further than what your normal consumer is. If the mass market wasn't like the if you wanted like a high quality, high brand type of fucking like what's it called, Air One type of brand shit, like then you should have you should have thought of that instead of promoting it on your platform. That you obviously need to understand that all these people are not making that amount of money to be purchasing those type of cookies. I mean, purchase them once, but at the end of the day, it's like even if I went to the store right now and said, you know what, I'm gonna drop $28 on a stupid Pokimane cookie just to try it out for one time. It's still a lot. It's still something to consider. It's still something to consider.
Support you. So they are the only ones that will likely be buying this. $28 is not going to be like mass adopted by just normal snack shoppers and enthusiasts that want a good healthy snack, I don't think. It is a lot, even compared to other healthy alternatives, because I do get healthy snacks. I know what a lot of these prices are. This is still an expensive product. I wouldn't be paying $28 for a 4-pack of cookies unless that came with 5 strippers and legitimately every vitamin and nutrient my body could ever need, and then guarantee that I'd get 3 inches taller by the time I finish the 4 bags. Now, that's not saying...
Okay, dude, that's crazy. That's hyperbole, right? That's insane. There's no... That's such an extreme example.
That the quality of the cookies is bad or something. Like, they look good. They might be extraordinary.
Exactly. It's that's not the issue. The issue isn't the product itself. The issue is kind of the marketing around it, the price point. Like, that is the real issue. They could be some goddamn freaking godsend cookies, and it would be amazing. Like, fucking... But it's the whole thing around it.
Probably would enjoy them. They're probably pretty tasty. But they are an expensive product that I probably wouldn't pay for. This is definitely something that is 100% geared and marketed towards her audience of fans that want to support her, and now she is publicly shaming
on them.
A big chunk of them, I imagine, who don't want to spend $28 on some cookies. Like, it's a very fair thing for people to talk about. Like, hey, Pokimane, this is kind of a lot for the cookies. And for her to go on stream and boil it down to people being idiots who can't do math or a broke boy is just, it's so...
What made her react that way? Why?
Mean and just bad. Like, not only just from like a personality perspective to say some shit like that and shame people that support you, but it's also just bad from a business perspective, because this is all sold off of your reputation and people wanting to support you. And now you've done a huge disservice to that here. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's something that 3 years ago she criticized another streamer for. Like, it seems like she recognizes that insulting your audience for their financial situation is a horrible thing to do. Because 3 years...
In hindsight, right? Exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about. It's like when you're the moral police and you're policing everybody for what they're doing, and it comes right back on you. Same bullshit with you, right? Now it's like we turn a blind eye. Perfect example. Biting herself in the ass.
Years ago, she made these tweets in response to someone who was like shaming their audience over like not donating $5 or subbing for $5. I saw people passing around these tweet links, and like, she clearly was able to recognize then, like, hey, a lot of people that watch you might not be in the best financial situation, but that doesn't mean you need to be, nasty to them about it or make them feel bad about it or try and shame them or insult them. But then 3 years later, she just did. I don't know how this is going to play out for the future of her new snack company. It's definitely not a great start, not really hitting the ground running. A bit of a stumble here, I would say. But I guess who really knows? Maybe her audience responds really positively to this kind of thing. I'm not certain. Personally, I feel it's a terrible...
It's like some weird like dynamic between her and her audience where, she tells them off and they just beg for her more and more and more.
I've never really respected when people try and look down on others who have less money than them or insult them for, not being as wealthy as they are. I think that is just absolute trash behavior. So this was a pretty surprising clip to see floated around today. That's really about it.
Yeah, guys, so basically, she fucked up. She fucked up and shot herself in the foot. Now, I want to go out and say, shout out MoistCr1TiKaL, of course. Like I said earlier, the fact that he's putting himself out there and she has direct contact to him, I am sure, because these guys have played with each other. I wouldn't say they're familiar with each other, but they're definitely in the same scope of like social media and social media influencers. So for the fact that he's calling her out and telling her, hey man, what you did is not acceptable and non-excusable, and her own like policing of other people just shows the lack of awareness of herself. And it just seems like her ego grows more every single day, like the Grinch. And it's She needs somebody to be checking that shit. I don't understand why she thought that was a good idea. It could have been out of frustration, but if you're frustrated, you have been here before. You have dealt with drama before. Like, you need to have things in line in order for you to prevent you from saying stupid shit. You don't have to agree with the audience, but you can also explain and be patient with it. And it's not necessarily the cookies themselves. They could be amazing cookies, but the reality is, if your audience is telling you, hey, this is crazy, this is a crazy amount of money, yeah, we get it, but reality is, it's just still a lot of money. And to be shitting on your fans and shaming them and coming off as condescending, it's probably the worst part about it. But overall, we'll see, man. Hopefully her company ends up pivoting, ends up figuring it out. I mean, at the end of the day, I do hope she succeeds. At the end of the day, if she was able to take accountability for her actions, I would hope that her company succeeds and she ends up doing whatever she wanted to do with that venture. Well, I mean, with this type of attitude, we're not going to get anywhere. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that sub button. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.